Ahoy my friends, Ryder here and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today I will be making an addition to my new player guide, so for all of you out there that are trying to learn everything you can about Materia, this is going to be just that. Today I will be doing a comprehensive unraveling of everything you need to know about Materia in this game. I'll be explaining where to get all of the different Materia recipes in the game. I'll be going into the differences between Ruinras and Ruinra blows, magic and physical, how to level up Materia, how you can get the very rare and fabled 5-star Materia. Everything that you guys need to know about Materia is it. This is the ultimate Materia guide. All right, let's get into it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you guys is how to unlock the recipes. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you exactly which recipes are unlocked from which dungeon, but if you go over here to solo content, you come down here to dungeons, and you go over here to crisis dungeons, it is going to be the crisis dungeons that unlock the different Materia recipes in the game. Now, there's two different kinds of crisis dungeons. There are event dungeons, which as you can see here, are on a time frame, 34 days left. These are for specialized rewards, but as of right now, they've never dropped Materia recipes. All the Materia recipes are going to be from the dungeons that are always available for us to fight against. Granted that you have these 6 dungeon keys up here, they're going to take 1 dungeon key per run. These replenish every week on Sunday, just in case you guys are running out of keys. You can also use dungeon key vouchers to replenish them one at a time. Now, if we go down here, we click Mako Reactor 1. All of the Materia recipes are going to come from the normal difficulty crisis dungeons and not the hard ones. So if we go right here and I click first time rewards, because it is going to be a first time reward, and we scroll down, you can see right here that under first clear rewards rank A, meaning that you get a score of 75,000 or higher. My score was 117,000. You are going to unlock this Materia book, which is a recipe. Unfortunately, I can't click it, so I can't show you guys what it is. But for every normal crisis dungeon, there's going to be 2 Materia books available. So if you go down here to rank C, as you can see here, there's another Materia recipe. All right, so if we go back out, now if I go to the hard, just so you guys know, on first time rewards, and we scroll down, this is where you're going to get mithril ore for leveling up weapons. However, there are no Materia recipes in the hard crisis dungeons, so if you're not that powerful, you don't have to worry about having to clear something that you might not be able to do. So if we come back here, every single one of these crisis dungeons is going to drop 2 different Materia book recipes if you beat the normal difficulty and if you get the required rank in order to unlock it. So you can, looks like you can get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. 24 recipes. So if we go down here to the Gracia Path, it's the very last one that just came out. Go to first time rewards. Boom, there's the first Materia book recipe. And, oh, it looks like this one only has 1 Materia book recipe per clear. All right, but if we go to very hard and we check it out, as you guys can see, there are no Materia book recipes that you need, as far as I know, by fighting the hard version. All right, so if we go here to Mithril Mine, we go to first time rewards, there it is again, the Materia book recipe. It does look like there's only 1 in each of these, so they're either going to have 1 or 2 recipes per run, but you don't have to worry about clearing hard in order to do that. All right, now on top of crisis dungeons, I do believe that in the story mode, you will come across certain Materia recipes. Now, unfortunately, since I've already cleared these, I can't go back and really check out where they are. However, these Materia recipes are going to be found in treasure chests inside the quests where you get to run around kind of like a crisis dungeon. So when you're going through the story, whether that's Final Fantasy VII OG or that's Crisis Core or First Soldier, make sure that you're checking behind every nook and cranny. Make sure that you're checking the map to make sure that before you clear the quest for these stories, which you're probably never going to come back to, you're making sure to collect every single treasure chest in the region. If you open up the map, it will show you on the map the treasure chest, and it will show you if it's been open or not based on what the icon looks like. Alright, so this is going to be where you're going to get the rest of your materia recipes. It's going to come from story quests, where they're going to be in treasure chests, or they're going to be in crisis dungeons on normal mode, where you can get the other recipes. Alright, now let's go in and we'll talk about synthesis right here. Synthesis is where you can make materia. At the beginning of the game, you're only going to have one slot, I believe, open, maybe 3, correct me if I'm wrong, and you're going to have to pay blue or paid crystals in order to unlock these other slots. I highly recommend doing that. Also, you're only going to be able to hold a certain amount of materia. I believe it's 100 when you start out in the game. In order to expand it by 5 slots, it's going to cost 50 crystals. 100 materia slots is going to be totally fine at the beginning of the game. However, as you start to make more and more materia, you're going to want more slots. I increased mine. I wait until I have a surplus of crystals, 50,000 plus, and then I drop like, 1,000 crystals into this. I think I did 800 crystals, something like that, and raised mine up to 180 inventory slots. Since I did that, I've never had to raise it up anymore. Anytime I get extra materias like down here, you can either sell them. So if I go down to sell right here, okay, we'll scroll all the way down. Let's see here, filter rarity, descending, prioritize currently equipped, yes. All right, so I'll go all the way down to the bottom. Let's find the ones that I don't want. All right, so all these 1-star, 2-star materias, I'm just gonna get rid of these. You can use them as feeding materials if you want to level up your materias, which I do recommend at the beginning. Okay, but as you guys can see, I have 139 slots taken out of 180. So I'm not even close to using up to the amount of materia slots that I need. All right, now going back to synthesis. Synthesis is going to be how you are forging your materias throughout the game. It's going to be something that preferably you're doing every day. I make 5 materia a day. However, I don't always add materials to the materia forging process in order to make them stronger. Now, what do I mean by that? First, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to claim these that I made yesterday. So I didn't add any synthesizing materials to this other than just the base recipe. And so they're all at level 2. At the beginning, you're honestly shooting for 3-star versions of each materia. But if you make something, if you only have 1 copy of Blizzara Blow and it's 2-star, don't just delete it. Just save it until you get a 3-star version. All right. Now, let's say you have these 5 slots open, right? So if we go here to synthesize, it's going to show you all of the different materia recipes that you have unlocked, right? And for so far in the game, we have, now in terms of sigil breaks, these are materias that can be made to interrupt certain boss phases in fights. For example, when you're fighting Ifrit, he'll go into a slowly decreasing charge time where if you look right here, we see a circle sigil materia, right? This one is triangle, this one is X. Those are the 3 shapes right now, other than diamond, but a diamond cannot be used as a materia, only as a weapon. So let's say Ifrit starts to charge an attack, and you get beneath his name on the screen, it pops up 21 circle sigils. That means that you need to use circle sigil breaking materias in order to take that number down to 0 before the charge time elapses in order to interrupt that attack and prevent it and give yourself a window of doing damage. So these materials are super important, and it's good to be crafting multiple of these of each type. Now for each of these shapes, circle, sigil, and X, there's going to be 2 types. There's going to be a green materia and a yellow materia. Green materia, in all cases, is going to signify a magic materia. So right here we have a circle sigil, or no, this is a no sigil, more damage affecting ruin, right? But it is magic based. This is the physical one. Physical materias will almost always have the word blow at the end of it, right? So if we go down here, we have blizzard. This is a base ice materia. But if we want the physical version, we click the yellow one, it's going to say blizzard blow, right? Now that's going to be the same for basically all the elements and all the sigils. So we have fire, fire blow, thunder, thunder blow, etc. Quake, quake blow, water, water blow, all the way down to wind. Those are the elements we have in the game. Fire, ice, earth, water, lightning, wind. Other than that, We have healing materia, Cure, which is very handy. It's a single target heal. We have Barrier, which is a really good materia as well. It can be used to bring you back from being debuffed for physical defense down. All right, we have Mana Ward, which raises magic defense. We have Healing Asuna Poison, which can heal poison. Healing Asuna Fatigue, which heals fatigue. And this one, which heals fog. Then we also have Bio, which can inflict poison, a really good materia for fighting the new Ifrit and Bahamut fight. I just put it up an EX2 guide for that this morning. I hope it helps you guys. We also have D-Brave, which lowers the physical attack of the opponent you are fighting. D-Faith, which lowers the magic attack. Then we have Breach, which lowers physical defense. And last but not least, we have Mana Breach, which lowers magic defense. So as you can see right here, we have basically everything we need of the basics in terms of materia. We have elemental materias, we have sigil breaking materias, we have non-elemental damaging materias, and then we have like the buffing / debuffing materias, but just the bare essentials here. Just so you guys know, for something like Barrier, which can increase physical defense, these are only going to ever have a max potency of low, which means they're only ever going to take you up by 1 tier. They're never going to be able to go to 2, right? And same thing with the debuffs. D-Brave will lower physical attack, but it will never take the tier above low, right? So that's something you want to keep in mind. Only weapons so far at this point in the game can go above low tier. All right, so if we go back here, when you guys are forging materias, the first thing that I recommend starting out with is starting on the sigil breaks, right? Now you're going to want to make, for me, what I started doing was I made 3 of each type of each shape. Okay, and you're shooting for 3-star, but if you don't have any materias, keep the ones that you have. You're always going to want 3 available. You know, there are going to be dungeons where every character needs a physical circle, sigil, ruin blow, right? Like this, right? So you're going to want 3 of them. There's going to be dungeons where every character needs a magic circle, sigil, ruin, right? So once you make 3, then you can continue synthesizing these and kind of weaning out the ones that aren't that great and replacing them with better ones, right? And that's essentially what you're going to be doing with every materia. So that is what I recommend. Start by trying to make solid 3-star versions of each materia over time. And that's going to include each of these, right? And then also each of these, you're going to want 3 of each, right? And this is going to take time. This is going to take probably a month or 2 months, you know, unless you're just blitzing them in the synthesis, because you can speed up the rate at which they finish. I don't really recommend it unless you absolutely need something for clearing content. Normally, the game will dictate when you need something, and you'll know when you need to speed that up. So, like I was saying, you're going to want to start slowly working on these. So start with 1 at a time. Start with Circle Sigil, make 3 of these, then 3 of these, then 3 of these, then 3 of these, then 3 of these, and 3 of these, all right? Once you've made 3 of each type of all of them, then come back to where you started and keep forging until you have 3 3-star ones, right? So 3 3-star ones of the green, 3 3-star ones of the yellow, same with this, same with this. Then once you have 3-star versions of all of these materias, then you can start going for the higher ones, and you will get higher materia along the way. So I'm talking about 4-star materia or 5-star materia, which are incrementally rarer to synthesize. I myself, so if I go here to materia, I only have 3 5-star materias. I'm a day 1 player. I've played this game every single day since it came out. I only have 3 of them. I've probably synthesized, I don't know, 2,000 materia. It's extremely rare, guys. But 4-star materia, I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44. So, and even more down here. So it looks like around 70 4-star materias, right? So, but 3-star is going to be relatively chill to get, and you can actually guarantee yourself to make a 3-star materia, right? So let's go here. I'm just going to choose a random run here. Let's say I wanted to make Thunder. Okay, now you can just synthesize this. It is going to cost 100 gold each time, or 100 gil, right? You can just synthesize this, but the probability that this is going to turn out to be a strong materia without adding materials right here is going to be relatively low. Now, what you want to look at for your chances of making a good materia is right down here where it says time. it says here that this materia will roughly take around 150 minutes in order to make. That's 2.5 hours, right? Now, if I synthesize one thunder materia right now, you can see here that it's only going to take 1 hour and 38 minutes, right? Not 2.5 hours like it said. That means that this materia is not a very high level. It's probably around 1 star or 2 star. So now if I go here and I shorten the time, and you can use bookmarks right here, as you can see I have 1,000 plus. You're going to have a bunch of them, and I rarely use them, right? I can shorten the time, and I will collect this materia. It's a 1-star thunder materia, all right? Now, however, if you go here and we want to make a thunder materia, and I want a higher chance of making a better one, you go in here and you're going to have 3 different Synth Catalyst types, okay? The gold one is a 5-star. Obviously the rarest one. They're very rare. You can get these from doing dungeon ranking, certain events. The purple one is the next rarest one. It's the 4-star version. And the 3-star one right here is the next rarest one, which you can get from doing different metal exchanges. So if we go to the co-op exchange right here, you can get the purple ones right here at 20 per week. And then you can get the blue ones, the 3-star ones right here at 2 per, and they're unlimited. So I will sometimes come in here and grab these, but most of the time it's the yellow ones that I'm missing. Occasionally I'll run low on these purple ones, and I'll just come in here and I'll grab a little stack of them just to help out. I believe that you can also get them over here in the crisis medals from clearing the crisis dungeons, which you should be getting a considerable amount of medals from when you're chasing the recipes for the materia, because you will be clearing a bunch of different crisis dungeons. All right. As for the gold ones, the 5-star ones, those are very rare, and they only come from certain events or dungeon ranking events. Now, if we want to create a thunder materia, I'll show you guys the best that you can create guaranteed. Okay, it doesn't look like it's showing here. Okay, so there you go. That's kind of weird that it didn't show. Okay, there it is right here. All right, so it was being a little glitchy for a second. So let's go back here. So if I add one of these, just one gold 5-star material is going to put this at a 2-star plus guaranteed materia. 2-star plus no matter what. You're going to get 3 times substats guaranteed, okay? And that's going to guarantee you that. However, you wouldn't want to use this gold one to give yourself a 2-star plus guaranteed. You want to use the gold ones to give you the best chance of getting a 4-star or a 5-star materia. Okay, so what you're going to do here is these ones on the bottom, these are the most common. These are uncommon and these are rare. So we want to use the most of the common mats. So I'm going to go to 10, right? As you can see, it didn't really lift it very much, right? Then we're going to use the most of the uncommon mats. So let's go here. It's going to stop us at 9, right? But now we're at 2-star plus guaranteed, substat times 3 guaranteed without the gold. If I add on 1 gold, it's going to take us to 3-star plus guaranteed and substat times 3 guaranteed. So let's go ahead and forge this materia. Okay, now let's look at the time. This one is 2 hours and 4 minutes. So even though we used a gold one, I don't think that this is going to be a 4-star materia. So let's speed this up and collect it. It is a 3-star materia. Now it did say we had 3 substats guaranteed. Substats are what are the stats that come with the materia, right? They add to your overall stats when you're making builds. They're actually very helpful if you ever want to boost your magic defense or your healing or your physical attack or your magic attack. They come in 2 different types. There's going to be a raw stat bonus, which is just a number, so healing plus 3, or you can get a percentage bonus. The percentage bonuses are the ones you want. However, that's not to say that having a raw number cannot be good. Sometimes I've seen, physical attack, 65, stuff like that, which is pretty dang strong. All right. But you are hopefully looking for percentage bonuses on these. Once you've made a 3-star materia for every recipe you have in the game, you start looking for 4 stars. That's when you're kind of min-maxing on your substats for your materia. That's when you're looking at your 3-star thunder and you're saying, this one only has 1 percentage stat on it. I'm going to make a few more. You make a few more and you get one of them that has 4 percentage stats on it. You get rid of your previous 3-star materia. You replace it with this one. Essentially, You're looking to get 3 solid materias for each recipe in the game, because you're always going to be running 3 characters, and there's always the chance that each character is going to need that materia. Alright, so that is going to basically summarize substats. That's going to summarize synthesizing, how to use the materials. You know, for me, most of the time every day, I don't use these at all. I've already gone through that entire process. I have one of each materia recipe at 3-star minimum for each character that I need. So I have 3 of each type. And now I've just been trying to get 4-star versions of each one. However, you know, these materials are pretty rare. So as you can see right here, I have 20 of these ones, 29 of the second ones, and 261 of these. But if I go over to a different materia, they're all going to take different mats. Let's go to this one and go to add materias. Let's go to Ruin Blow right here. Okay, that one's actually the same. All right, well, let's find something that's not the same. Let's go to Fire. That one I even have more of. Let's see if I can find one that I'm low on. Okay, either way, there are 4 different types of each Synth Catalyst. So what I mean by that is if we go over here to Exchange, we go to Metal Exchange, I go to these, right? You'll see here that for the 4-star synthesizing pieces, we have Synth Catalyst piece Dawn, Day, Evening, and Night, okay? And so different materials are gonna require different sets, right? If you have a materia that requires Dawn, it's going to require Dawn for the 5-star part, the 4-star part, and the 3-star part. If it requires Night, it's going to require Night for the 5-star part, the 4-star part, and the 3-star part. They're always going to be in sync. However, why it requires Evening or Day or Night is a mystery to me. I have no idea. So Bio requires Evening, but if we go over here and we look at Thundara Blow, well, that also requires Evening. If we go over here and we look at Blizzard Blow, this one requires Night. But as you can see here, it's always going to be in sync for all 3 of these as what you need. Now, if you don't want to use all your good mats, but you still want to use a little bit, right? What you can do is you can go down here and you can just use a certain amount just to get the substats guaranteed and to get a 2-star plus guaranteed, right? So I'll use 7 of these right now to synthesize a Blizzard Blow, okay? Then I'll shorten the time. But even using that, you can see that I still didn't get a 3-star materia, but I did get 1 healing percentage stat and 1 magic attack base stat. All right, so that is going to be more or less how materia synthesizing works. It's going to be something that you're experimenting around with, but more or less every day I come in here and I make 5 different materias. If I have extra mats or I'm looking for something in particular, I will add materials. But it should be noted that you can make a 5-star materia without any added materials. It's just extremely rare, right? So if we go here, I'm making these different ones, okay? And this is normally what I do every day. So this Blizzard Blow with no added materials is at an hour 57, right? So if I go down here and I collect this, it's gonna be still a 2-star, right? So honestly, the RNG with materia can be a bit frustrating, especially getting 5 stars. Now we're going to go over here, and let's see here. I need to actually claim one of these. Actually, I just claimed one. All right, so you've synthesized your materia. What do you do with them, and how do you level them up? So once you synthesize your materia, you come over to here to your materia slot, and you find the materia that you made. So let's go over here to this Thunder materia. Now, if this is a materia that's a super good one, let's say you rolled a really good 3-star one with good substats like this one, or a 4-star or a 5-star one, you're going to want to lock that materia. That means you can't accidentally sell it, and you can't accidentally feed it to another materia. So this is very important. I'm going to repeat this. Lock all of your special materias, right? So as you guys can see, all of my good materias are locked so that I don't accidentally feed them to something. So don't forget to do that. However, you don't want to lock materias that you don't need, right? Because you want to get rid of those. So for me, I don't need this one, so I'll unlock it, but I am going to show you guys how to level it up. So we're going to choose this materia right here, and we're going to choose to enhance it. Now there's 2 ways to level up a materia. You can use other materia that you don't need. So if we come down to the 1-star, 2-star ones, I'm just going to start feeding them into it, and you can see it's leveling up. And also the substats will level up as well. All right, so this is going to get it to level 5. I'm going to go ahead and enhance that. Okay, and it looks like we unlocked a 4th substat. 4 is the maximum amount of substats you can get on a materia, by the way. Okay, and we've unlocked the ability to upgrade the materia to its next level. So it can go from Thunder to Thundara, where the damage is going to increase up to 253%. It is very important to do this. Now, when you want to enhance a materia to its next level, you have to level it up to the base level of 5, right? Then you go into upgrade, and it's going to require these Blitz Crystals, okay? Blitz Crystals can be found in numerous different ways. If you go to the solo content right here, enhancement quests, and go to synthesis quests, you can basically find exactly where you want to go. Oh, it also looks like there are materia recipes over here. So probably if you need fire, you get fire here, ice here, lightning here, earth here, water, and wind. This is going to be where you get the elemental materias. Sorry, I didn't remember that at the beginning of the video, but it's a good thing that we came over here now. All right, so when you're leveling up fire and you want to take it from fire to Fyra, or fire blow to Fyra blow, you're going to want to come over here and farm whatever items that you need in order to make that possible. They're all going to be organized by element, which makes it super easy for you guys to track. So if we come over here and I want to level up that Thundara, this is the one we were working on, right? We go to upgrade. You can also just click the thing right here and it'll show you where you need to get the mat, right? So it can be obtained via enhancement/summon quests, so wind or water 1. You can also get it from the co-op content right now, Scorpion Sentinel Very Hard 2 boss fight, all right? Or you can get it from Chocobo Expeditions. So if you need something, make sure to click it and it'll show you how to get it. And this one, you can get this one from the Guild Shop as opposed to this one, which can only be get from Chocobo Expeditions. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna use the mats, we're gonna upgrade the Thunder. It's gonna go from Thunder to Thundara, all right? And the max level of the materia is going to change from 5 to 10. As you guys can see here, it goes from Thunder to Thundara. Now, when you upgrade a materia like we just did, it does have a small chance of going up in rarity. So there was a chance that this 3-star could have become a 4-star, or a 4-star could become a 5-star, or a 2-star could become a 3-star. That's extremely rare in my opinion. I think it's happened to me maybe once or twice, if that. So better to synthesize for rarity rather than hoping that when you upgrade it, it's going to happen. If it does happen, great job, but I wouldn't wait for it. Also, when you upgrade, the stats can improve. So magic attack could have gone up, healing could have gone up, physical attack could have gone up, and HP could have gone up. They didn't in this case, but when we go here and we level up this materia now from 5 to 10, they probably will increase. Now, you can level up materia, like I said, by feeding it materia you don't need, or you can go to items and you can use materia boosters. Here we have small, medium, and large ones, okay? And this makes it really easy to level up your materia. So I'm just gonna optimize right here. It's gonna go to 10. As you can see, this skill is gonna increase from 253% to 275%, now that's max level. And each of these substats is gonna have a chance of leveling up. So let's go ahead and enhance this materia. All right, there's 6. Magic attack went up, physical attack went up, and HP went up. Also, these items which it used in order to level up the materia weren't needed. I don't know exactly why. Maybe because it goes over, you use more than you need, it gives you back what you don't. But I'm gonna get these materials back. All right, so now we have a level 10 Thundara at 3-star with 2 percentage stats, 1 regular stat, and 1 regular stat for HP. This is actually a fairly good materia. This can be used on a physical or magic character, even though this is a magic type. So it has magic attack 2%, physical attack 2.1%. Now, you would think that you would always use a physical materia on a physical character. However, in certain boss fights, for example, Rufus, he has a counter during his sigil break mode where if you use a physical attack on him, he builds up a counter bar and then hits you with a special attack. In those fights, even though you would normally bring a Thundara blow on your physical DPS type, you're going to want to put a magic type. That's why I was saying you're going to want to make 3 of each type for every character, because there's always going to be a time when you need it, right? So for something like this, right, which has magic and physical attack, it's going to be a great materia, because this can be put on a magic DPS or a physical DPS, and it's going to work great. Also, healing is a great substat. Physical defense, magic defense, great. HP, great. All of these are great. You're looking for the percentages, but if you don't get the percentages, you're looking for a higher number. So the healing right here is pretty crap, but the HP is not bad at all. All right, so that being said, I think that is going to more or less cover materias here. I've covered synthesis. I've covered the materia recipes, so you can get them from story mode. You can get them from crisis dungeons on normal mode, and you can get them from the synthesis solo enhancement training quests. Those are where you get the recipes. Synthesis right here, if you want to shorten the time, just use your bookmarks. Remember to try to make 3 of each type for each 3 of each materia type as you go through the game. Don't try and do this all at once. It will burn you out. The RNG can be tough, so be patient with it. But honestly, this is going to be everything you need to know. By the time you get to the point where you have 3 of each type for each character, it's going to be super helpful for clearing any content in the game. And at that point, you're just min-maxing. You're trying to just improve the materias that you already have. All right. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you guys is when you make a team, when you slot these materias slots are strengthened by the support materia slots in your main hand weapon. So this weapon right here is going to increase physical damage 20% to my first slot materia, physical ability damage 20% to my second slot materia, and circle sigil boost my third one. So on Cloud, if I equip a circle sigil break right here in the 3rd slot, this is going to, instead of breaking 3 sigils like it would normally do, it's going to break 5, because his weapon is enhancing circle sigil break materias. That is why you're going to want to always check the support materias of the weapons and slot your materia accordingly, because if you put your circle sigil materia in the 2nd slot, it's still only going to break 3. However, when you put it in the 3rd slot where it should go, it's going to break 5. Every weapon has a different set of support materias. These are Euphies. Not all of them have circle sigil breaks. Some of them have X sigil breaks or triangle sigil breaks. And you're going to want to be speccing your characters based on the content. If you guys want a detailed guide about how to master team building in this game, how to make teams for fighting any of the content you're going to come across, I just put a video out a few days ago. It's called Mastering Team Building. And if you haven't seen it, I did just put out a brand new comprehensive, all things considered, new player's guide for all of you players coming in from Southeast Asia. Welcome all of you guys to the game. If you guys thought that this video was helpful today, please don't forget to drop a like. And if you're keen on future videos to come and you want to hang out in the channel with me more, don't forget to subscribe. That being said, if you guys are looking for a community, if you're interested in joining guilds when those drop in the game, maybe in a few weeks now, come join my Discord. It's called the Curseborn Discord Community. There's a link in the description of all my videos. We're happy to help you there. We're happy to help you with any questions you have regarding team builds, materia, anything you want, boss content. We have a great community of free-to-play minnows, dolphins, and whales. It's an awesome place to be. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Good luck on your materia crafting out there. Take care, everyone, and peace.